Do you paint happy moments or just the sad ones?
The sad ones always feel more true.
What is the function of art? Do not deform what is already perfect.
How can that be taught? Maybe not taught, but learned.
Julia, congratulations on Charlotte. It is a real achievement, not just in animation, but in storytelling.
Thank you.
Very brave subject matter, and it brings to mind, the great success of Flea last year, animation and politics. So are you very excited for its launch?
I am. I'm very excited. We've worked a long time and we're excited to bring it to the world.
Yes. Now, the final result, is it what you might have envisioned in the earliest days? Or has it changed and transformed a lot?
It's a hard question to answer because the timeline for this project for me is a decade. And so, and so it's hard for me to recall reliably what I envisioned it to be. The production process itself is 2 years because it's animation, and it's fast for animation, 2 years. But
it is.
I'm used to a much shorter production process as well.
Charlotte Saloman isn't very well known, but what connected you to her specifically? What resonated?
I was given the collection Life for Theatre, the graphic novel, when I was 13. And so I became very, very attached to it as one does as an adolescent. The early part of Charlotte's tale, as she recounts it, is a coming of age story. And there was everything I needed as an adolescent girl. There was alienation from one's parents. There's falling in love with the wrong guy. There are these feelings of, life is more meaningful than I can live. And at the same time, my family's, I come from, on one side, Holocaust survivors. So there was also this feeling like, oh, she's gone through what my family, whom I've never met, have gone through. And that sort of, I felt a connection with it for that as well. And it just stayed with me. And I would give the book to men when I fell in love with them. And as a sort of totemic here, this is the most important thing in the world to me. And then 10 years ago, I was on a morning run and the idea came into my head that Charlotte drew her life story. So I needed to draw her life story. And here we are.
So your enthusiasm is so obvious. And you got some really big international stars here, as well as a lot of high profile Canadians who we all recognize. So you've got Keira Knightley, Marion Cotillard, Jim Broadbent, Brenda Blethyn, Sam Clafin, and Eddie Marsan, one of my favorites. How did you organize to get them so enthralled enough to do this Canadian project?
And the late, great Helen McCrory in one of her final roles as well.
Yes.
So all independent film really has to attract cast through the package and the screenplay. So unless one is able to pay a lot of money, which independent producers normally can't, the screenplay has to really, really sing. And David Vesmosgis and Éric Rutherford did a tremendous job on the screenplay. It was fantastic. That, and we worked with a woman named Kate Ringzell, a casting director in the UK, who also represented the project well and had great relationships. So we asked and they said yes.
The depictions of Charlotte's life in Berlin under Hitler and in France occupied under the Nazis, there's something about the animation that makes it less horrific, more everyday, and in that way more terrifying because it's a gradual build. Did you think that was going to have that effect? I was surprised.
Oh, it's interesting. I think we very intentionally tried to tell the story from Charlotte's point of view. And so when she's in Berlin, she would be walking down the street with, flags with swastikas on it, but not paid any mind because she still needs to go to the store. Yeah. And she'll be in class and a student will come in and salute Hitler, but that's happening all the time as well. So there was a sort of not
an everydayness about it.
An everydayness in terms of the reactions, which as we know is where the drama comes from. And then the beauty of the south of France also has a bit of a stultifying effect. And so we're all a bit stultified and we think Charlotte's a bit stultified, even though she's learning about a dark family secret. And then of course is contending with the rise of anti-Semitism. So in that way, I think it was intended.
Thinking back to the Berlin portion, and the everydayness of it, there she is studying and accepted into school, art school, and just leading a life just like any other person would be. And then she's meant to leave it. I don't think we realize how big that is. I mean, we know the facts and figures, but to feel it on such an individual level is, a wealthy girl just picked up and had to flee.
Well, it's sadly very, very resonant with some things that are happening in the world today. So we're reminded that being forced into becoming a refugee is a problem that that many people are having to face right now.
Did you have any connection with anyone who might have been related to her or to the woman who gave them a home in the south of France?
I've very recently found Ottilie Moore's grandniece, and I keep trying to schedule a conversation with her. So that's as far as I've come thus far.
But what a miracle that Charlotte ran into her. It was salvation for the remaining members of her family.
Yes.
So, and it allowed her to, I mean, despite the stultifying stuff, it allowed her to breathe. So
it allowed her to breathe. And also Ottilie was her patron. So not only was she given safe refuge to live and to, a place to live and food, but she could also work and create.
Are her paintings shown anywhere, or are they just in private hands? What's the story?
Neither. They're archived at the Jewish Museum in Amsterdam, and they mount the exhibit there from time to time, and it also travels. I saw it at the AGO in 1998. So
how excited you must
travel
have been for that.
Oh, it was fantastic. And then it was at the Tate in London a few months later when I happened to be in London. So I've probably seen the show mounted probably about 5 times thus far.
Wow. Are you ever lucky? And to honor it back like that is just such an amazing moment in your life and in Charlotte's. So thanks for drawing our attention to her.
Wow. I don't think I could have done it otherwise. It's our great pleasure to try to bring Charlotte's work and to the world. That's really why we made the film.
Do you paint happy moments or just the sad ones?
The sad ones always feel more true.
What is the function of art? Do not deform what is already perfect.
How can that be taught? Maybe not taught, but learned.
Are you an artist?
Drawing is more of a hobby for Charlotte.
Miss Saloman, I'm sure you appreciate how competitive our school is. There is the unfortunate matter of your race.
I produced another one of my artistic deformities.
Are you the girl? It's as though she wants something from death.
You have no idea how hard a life in art is, especially now.
You can't go out there. They're rounding up Jewish men all over the city.
Where is the Jewish swine?
You'll pack light. No one can think you're leaving for good. I'll find a way for us to be reunited.
Hello, Charlotte. Welcome to France.
There's so much sun, so much light.
Don't forget how you were raised.
Britain and France had declared war on Germany.
It's just life, Charlotte. It's nothing. Only by doing something mad can I hope to stay sane. I'm going to paint the story of my life, and I don't know how much time I have left.
Has someone made something like this before?
I'll put everything I have into it, everything beautiful and everything hideous.
To live for today and be hopeful for tomorrow, which is what we are all doing here.
What matters is not that life loves us, but that we love life.